Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So we have another product from the Tour Striker catalogue that we think will be of great benefit to a lot of golfers out there for a lot of different reasons. This is the Tour Striker FlexClick.
The FlexClick. We had the Power Click for a lot of years, but I'll tell you, as a coach, my pet peeves, we're near a parking lot over there, is litter and bad grips.
No
litter,
really, no bad grips.
Well, we can work around a bad grip. My preference is you learn how to do it correctly, okay? So the FlexClick, you can hear the auditory and tactile, and if you were me, you could feel that. It takes a bit of effort to do that.
Right.
But the reason I like it on the inside of the forearm is because the left hand, with a tour neutral grip, the left hand's not going to be turned. So this is me dragging my change off a bar top. Not that I ever do that, but this would be me taking my change off a bar top. So there's a karate chop. There's a pretty neutral condition, and there's a mildly bent back lead hand. Well, that's not how people grip it. People have, they put the club down here and then they grip it really weak, and then what do we see?
Yeah, we see those weak faces. We see no distance. We see no compression.
Big fade usually, or then the quick pull hook to try to fix it. So when you get your attachment, when you get your grip on nicely, this will help you because it's an extension of your arm, your inside of your forearm. Kind of makes you bend your left hand back just enough to have the opportunity for that range of motion, for that shaft lean that's kind of delivered by pivot, so you can have a stronger loft, more ball speed, and have control over the face.
Love that. So, and this was developed by a great friend of yours, Mark Evershed.
He originally, so this is my iteration of it. In Mark's case, it was always on the back of a hand, one or the other.
Okay.
And then, I kind of tweaked it. Like gizmos of this have been around for years.
Yeah.
And so I just figured out a way to kind of get it on the inside of the hand, make it comfortable to where people can wear it a variety of ways.
Right.
Because there's a lot of different stuff you have to learn with your hands.
We do. These things need to be versatile, and because you're not seeing the same golfer on the lesson tee every single day. You're seeing, you may see a similar ball flight tendency, but how they get there can be entirely different.
Totally.
So having these feedback devices on the wrists is fantastic for all types of golfers.
Amen.
Let's dive into a little bit of that. The face angle shapes so many other things around our swing,
doesn't it?
I mean, some of the people we speak about it a lot, about how the kind of push and pull off the face and the path, and to use a good reference from a friend of ours, Andrew Rice, the king and the queen.
Yeah,
right.
Face and the path,
we know the path is the face is king, but the queen, is what directs it. So we have to get that club face in the right spot in order to manage our path, because we're going to find a way around it.
So I like to use the word, instead of swinging inside out or swinging outside in, I talk about the club's orbit.
Yep.
Because if you have the golf club and you see like a good player is going to develop this power by having this stretch sensation in their backswing. Now a golfer will typically, like a person who struggles, will typically kind of get this narrow elbows separating. That's why kind of you like the smart ball.
Yeah.
Right. And then from here, what do you have to do to respond to get the club on the ball? It's usually a stand-up behavior.
Totally.
Where it's a steep, and it's probably going to be a bit of a wipe. And then good luck trying to make that mildly repetitive. It's not going to happen. But if people can say, okay, there's a pretty neutral wrist condition, and now you can kind of see where this golf club's going. It's going back behind my hands. Well, any pivot now orbits the club inside out. So I don't try to swing inside out. I let rotation of getting a golf club in a decent spot develop my inside out swing, because it's a side on game anyway. Right? So if you can kind of manage wrist conditions and understand where a club goes, so that when you do unwind, this click that, this is going to unclick itself, but it doesn't unclick itself until the ball's gone.
Exactly. Yep.
It's somewhere over here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So, the newbie that gets this in their hands, the benefits really are just kind of, okay, I'm going to learn how to grip it. I'm going to learn how to grip it with a mild range of motion that allows me to have a little bit of a flattish, even bowed lead wrist. That bowed lead wrist is going to come out, but it doesn't come out until the ball's gone. And at some point over here, maybe it even bends back and extends back in itself.
Yep.
Right? But you got to learn that little behavior.
And people will, I guess, when you, prior to having devices like FlexClick, will say, well, how do I know how much is too much? How do I know if I'm doing it enough?
Yeah.
It's the feedback. We all need some sort of feedback on the lesson tee and the practice tee that lets us know we're doing this right.
Totally. And so I'm going to grab another club just for a second too, because So a lot of really good players, they have no problem with ball speed. You know, so a high-level player, thanks, pal. So a high-level player may mash their driver and hit their 7-iron, you know, 175, and they're smashing it. But yet they have this issue. They don't have control of their speed, you know, in these little wee shots, because they've created too much of an accumulator with shaft lean into these little guys. So we can put this in and we can learn how to transport, you know, this behavior without creating the opportunity of having a stronger face, which is a ball speed additive.
I love that.
You see? So sometimes, you know, this is teaching stronger strikes, inside out delivery, but also for that person that has a hard time hitting the softy around the green, especially in Canada, around Toronto, where the bentgrass greens get fast in the summertime.
Absolutely.
You better have some touch. Greens get firm and they're fast. And so if you're getting the leading edge, you know, in this place where it can take a divot, that's great for an 8-iron from a $160 or 45 or whatever.
And you can also use this to train that if you want to.
Right, but you can also train it out.
Yep.
So a lot of good players will be mindful about no clicks and just having like low ball speed wedge shots.
Yeah, I love that soft shot. Soft swing, soft flight.
Yeah. So one thing for strength and inside out delivery and one thing for softness, let's not have it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, guys, with the game, with the swing, with the short game, we're going to need it all. At some point, we're going to need it all. We're going to need lean. We're going to need the shaft to stand up. We're never trying to train you one way. We're never trying to make you one-dimensional. We're trying to make you adaptable to playing the links, playing in Ontario, playing in Arizona, whatever you might need, whether the ball's up there or down there. These are all skills.
Absolutely. Should we invite Mike in?
Let's get Mikey boy in. Let's get our...
I'm surprised I'm getting a call back.
Test subject.
You're back, baby. Good to see you, mate. All right, so Mike's got a unique situation. Right? Mike's got a stronger grip than the average bear. It's a little bit turned. I would joke sometimes if you held a fork and a knife like that, Mike, you'd starve to death. But so it's a stronger turn grip, which is fine. And at the top, it goes from its extended address position, cuppy and strong, to really flat. The face gets kind of strong. So not to say I want to change that, but it's fun just for the viewers. Let's see a good golfer, you know, like a low handicap golfer, play around with this some. Because I would say, you know who you remind me of? You have rhythm. You don't quite have the speed of this dude, but Fred Couples had that turned, extended lead wrist. And at the top, he would go to the top and keep it extended. You go to the top and you let it flatten. You see my point?
Yeah.
So it might be interesting to kind of explore this with you, and you might be like, man, that's it. I can do that. Or maybe not. Maybe we scrub it. And a good coach, I'm not afraid to say I'm wrong, and I'm not afraid to say, oh, you know what? Do you mind if I, you know, take a different direction with this? We tried that. You hated it. I'm good with it. I'm not going to just keep pounding it down your throat. But let's see if we can't feel that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
So let's go ahead and put this on your lead hand.
Okay.
It's going to go right like this, and then I'm going to put it on pretty snug and tell me when you turn blue. Okay, and then we're going to run the clicker kind of down your ring finger and pinky finger. And if you want to adjust it and tighten it, go ahead.
Cool.
Feel okay?
Yeah, feels good.
So let's see you get your hands on there, grip it. So you want to get that, see there, you've got that tongue. See, there you go, right? So we want to get this in your fingers and then wrap your fingers first. There you go. We want the tongue on the outside of your fingers. Feel that?
Yep.
Cool. So now you hold on to the club and let me move you around. So if I manipulate you, I can create a click.
Right. Okay.
Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm putting you basically in sort of in an impact position.
Yep.
And then if I asked you to rotate yourself, body would rotate, boom, ball would be gone.
Yep.
This would overtake and go into some kind of finishing slowdown mechanism, right? Okay. So for fun, you haven't hit a ball in a bit, so chip a couple out there. Let's just have a look at you. So that's pretty flushy right there. So you'd like that one, right?
Yeah.
So you'd take those ones all day?
Yeah.
Okay, quite nice. Good. So here's what I liked about that. You know what I heard? Nothing.
Yeah.
So think about the matchup for you.
Right.
So you create this condition where you've got a strong turned cuppy left hand. Now, when we were at the other location talking about the first few shots I was seeing, you know, when this lead wrist goes to flat, pretty good chance that thing's going to click.
Right.
Well, maybe from, you know, it's probably feels weird, it's on your hand, you're like, what is this thing? You didn't go back and flatten that wrist as much. You didn't strengthen that face as much. And in your situation, with that way you've elected to grip it, what's become comfortable and effective for you, that's probably a good thing to not hear anything. Right. So if I had more of a neutral orthodox grip that is, pretty tour neutral, I'm going to go to the top, and I'm probably going to have some element of flattening, and I'm going to have some element of bowing, like a John Rahm or a DJ, or a lot of the ways certain guys do it. But your matchup is kind of turned and cuppy, could probably stay turned and cuppy, so you wouldn't hear anything. Now maybe at impact, it would click would be disguised by the ball. Okay, but let's hit another one here. I quite like that. So let's make sure that's perfect. Yeah, good. So before you hit this, rehearse it. Go to the top and feel silence, like nothing. Okay. Now do me a favor, stay there, and then go ahead and click it. See what I'm saying? We want to avoid that with your grip at all costs, because that's too strong.
Interesting.
With my grip, that works. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So try again from the ball.
Go for it or
Yeah. Just try to eyes on the ball, mind in your feels. Okay. Little pull, not bad. Let's do it again. So rehearse this a couple times.
Okay.
So obviously you're going to have the indicator, extension of your lead arms. You're going to fit the grip in here. Now as you go back, let's come back and let's feel as though that lead wrist stays a little bit more, just a little bit softer. Yeah, right there. You feel there's room there?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, because I don't want this thing creating that with you.
Right, okay.
Because that, for your grip, the face is too strong.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
And we hear a lot of top coaches when they're working with their players talk about matchups.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about here with Mikey is Mikey has a specific grip, a specific setup, and you're giving him a matchup that allows the face to work.
Yeah.
Right? You're not giving him something that's a one-size-fits-all solution.
No.
Just because, most people, yourself and lots of people with a nice neutral grip, they want a little bit of flexion on the way down. They want to strengthen that impact position. Like you said, that's a death move
for him. It's you don't want that.
Yeah. So it's a bad
based
matchup.
on your comfortable years of playing golf with your turned grip, which is fine. Like oh man, I'm trying to think of the tour player that's got the super strong grip, Brandon Steele. Like crazy strong grip, hits it amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So he doesn't go to the top and flatten it. He keeps it really extended at the top.
Okay. I mean, Zinger talked a lot about those types of things, trying to kind of have those knuckles up.
Yeah. So they, they were typically faders.
Yeah.
Right. So in couples cases, he got older, he started hitting more draws, but as a younger man, he would just basically hit it straight and would bleed to the right.
Right. Okay.
So that situation, he kept it there the whole time. So in your case, if you do go from this, turn cuppy grip and then you go to flat, that face, when it goes to flat, gets almost, the leading edge gets too diggy, and that's kind of why you're trying to fight for loft
Raise
late.
the handle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you play with this, you probably don't want to hear a sound until, at impact, the weight of the club is going to probably bow your wrist a little, and you might hear a click down at the ball. By then, who cares?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, show me. Is it comfortable?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. The first few obviously awkward, but it's fine.
Good. Okay, so no clicks, that's decent. Let's give it a more, let's even stay off it a bit more.
Okay.
So we can even go with you, take it from here, flip it around the other way, put it on the back of the hand. So now at address, guess where we are?
Right, okay.
You hear it's pre-clicked?
Yeah.
Good, so grip it pre-clicked. So this was Mark Evershed's, power click back in the day, and I used to sell them for him. And it was pretty one-dimensional, but very effective. In your case, we would just pre-click it. Okay. Okay, so show me a grip with it pre-clicked. Good. Now keep it from going flat.
Okay.
Good. Give me a rehearsal so you know what that feels like. Good. There you go. Oh, so see how it went flat and then the ball went left.
Yeah.
Agreed? Yeah, so you strengthen the face kind of early. So let's be patient.
Okay.
Develop that backswing. You're like, Martin, this might suit me better on the outside. That's why I like the fact that I can move it flexion position, extension position.
Totally.
And I'll even show you the other ways we use it with peeps. It's pretty interesting. Pre-clicked, awesome. Eyes on the ball, mind in the feel.
Okay, it was later, right?
Yeah.
So you held it for longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
So come on, man, you got this, right? rehearse it. I know we're on video and you don't have time on video to do all what you need to do in a coaching session, but I like students to rehearse the feel, do it correctly a couple times before they even put try to get a ball in the way.
If it's going to click, I want it to click.
Yeah, right. So you're going to basically, you're going to pre-click it because of your grip. Click, it's on the lead side, up in there. And so you're going to make a swing where you feel it stay clicked. It's going to come out some, but it probably come out around the ball.
Right, okay.
Poor Mikey getting beat up today.
I need it.
So I like it. See, that was way different.
Yeah.
And so there's no tug there. You see my point?
Yeah, it starts on a line you want.
So Ian, way to go. You brought up the catchword of the day, the matchup.
Yeah.
And that's what a good coach will say. Do I really want to mess with this guy's grip who shoots in the 70s and he has this Brennan Steele grip? The answer is no. Mm-hmm. Unless unless he's not as consistent as he is.
Yeah.
But can he have something that he can gravitate to and check on from time to time in a range session that gives him certainty that it's not getting out of hand?
Yeah, yeah. And I think a lot of Mikey's sort of stress level around his golf swing will evaporate if he feels like he can swing hard and it doesn't go left.
Yeah.
See, that to me looks like it's going to allow you the freedom to have the club face in such a nice neutral position. You're no longer going to have it in there and then how do I hold on for dear life? Well, you raise the handle, you back off a little bit, that's where you get stuck in that back foot. Yeah. You've got that club face in a lovely neutral position. I saw a different set of launch numbers there. The first set of launch numbers was 21 degrees of launch. There you brought it down to 19 because you were able to, and that's with more loft effectively. But your impact position was so much better. You were able to turn onto it because the club face was in a much better spot.
Yeah, nice. I mean, it's very simple, but nice, easy drill too. You hit a bunch of those on the range. Yeah. Today, and it definitely, it starts to feel like that flight on that last one is what I'd like to see all the time. Very simple. I don't have to think about it too much.
Yeah, no, and I mean, obviously, I always say rhythm's the magic elixir of good golf, and you're blessed with great rhythm.
Great swing rhythm, absolutely. Yeah, no, there's no doubt about that. I mean, that's the one thing that binds together. You can have a lot of things going wrong, and you find a way to kind of manage your rhythm and manage the club around your body, and you've got that. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Just a few little fixes around the mechanical stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like flat left wrist at the top for you is a death move. Yeah. Because of your grip, and so welcome the fact that it's going to stay that way, and you can enjoy that because a lot of great players have played from there.
Yeah, it's comfortable there.
Good.
It's been there for a long time, so
definitely.
Very cool.
Okay, guys. Hopefully, I can add in more sort of fixes for the right type of golfer. This isn't for everyone. This isn't going to be something that we want everyone to do is the same fix as Mikey. But we've talked about the functionality or the multifunctional nature of FlexClick.
Sure.
It's for every type of golfer that's struggling with excessive wrist conditions, whether it's too much extension, too much flexion, whatever it might be. Just trying to guide you back into a more neutral place.
And and I like to think that I'm not just selling you a product, because I love thank you when you buy stuff from Tour Striker, but I always create a volume of videos that says, okay, what is my issue? Am I a strong grip golfer like Mike, or are you more neutral grippers like Ian and myself? If you're more neutral gripper, then you're going to have this flexion on the way down. It's pretty common. Yeah. Right? If you're stronger, you don't want that because now the face is way too strong. You're going to hook it, or you're going to figure out some way to try to add loft late.
Totally. Love it. Guys, what I would love to hear from you is your feedback. This is, as we said, a multi-part series. You're going to be seeing many of these videos coming out over the next few days and weeks. Let us know how these resonate with you, and if you're picking stuff out of this, some of the little nuggets, it won't all be for you, but there'll be something in there that I think will resonate with you in terms of helping with a struggle that you've got in your own game, whether it's short game shots, like you said, about, retaining some loft there, using the bounce a little bit more. You can definitely see that. Or getting into a more strong impact position if you have to flight it down in windy conditions, Texas, Scotland, Ireland, wherever you might be.
Yeah, Caledon, Ontario.
It blows up here all the time. Yeah. So, guys, we want to hear your feedback because this is for you ultimately, and we want to make sure we're kind of giving you the right advice and the right feedback that we can help you with your games. Awesome. Boys. Good
Thanks,
stuff.
guys.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll see you again soon.